Hello everyone. Welcome to your physics class of class 7th. I hope you all will be fine. Students, in our previous video, I was explaining you lesson number 4 and in that video I explained you the formation of image by a plane mirror when the object is of point size and when the object is of finite size. So now we will continue that lesson. Okay? So let's begin our today's class. Real image and virtual image. This you have already studied in class 6th also, that pinhole camera, the image formed in a pinhole camera is obtained on a screen, and therefore this image is known as real image. Means when the image is obtained on a screen, that image is known as real image, and when we cannot obtain the image on a screen, that image is known as virtual image. When you look in a plane mirror, you see your image in the mirror. The light rays from every point of your body fall on the mirror and get reflected from the mirror, obeying the laws of reflection. And the reflected rays enter your eyes, and you see your image in the mirror, behind the mirror. If a screen is placed behind the mirror, you do not receive the image on it. This image is called virtual image. Means when we cannot obtain the image on a screen, that type of image is known as virtual image. Means the image formed in a this plane mirror is virtual image, and the image that is formed is obtained in the pinhole camera, that is obtained on a screen, that image is known as real image. Thus we can say that virtual image is an image which cannot be obtained on the screen, while a real image is an image that can be obtained on a screen. As you have I explained you in this in the last video, the image formed by the plane mirror. So this image is known as virtual image because we cannot obtain this image on a screen. Okay, therefore the image formed by a this plane mirror is virtual image. Okay. Now lateral inversion. You can read this table, real image and the virtual image, the differences between real image and virtual image. What are the difference? It can be obtained on the screen, and this virtual image cannot be obtained on the screen. Okay. Second one is the rays of light after reflection meet at a point. The rays of light after reflection appears to diverge from a point. They actually do not meet, but they appears to meet from at a point. Third one is it is always inverted and it is always erect. Virtual image is always erect. Erect means straight. Now fourth one is it is formed in front of the mirror and it is always formed behind the mirror. Okay. Now lateral inversion. When you stand in front of a plane mirror, you see your image on it. It looks exactly like you, means size, shape, exactly like your body. Now if you hold a pen in your right hand, you will see the image that the pen in the image that is formed in the plane mirror, you will see that the pen that is in your right hand, when you will see the image, that pen is in your left hand. Means in the image you will see that the pen is in your left hand, and thus the right of the object becomes the left of the image of the that is formed by the plane mirror. Okay, as you can see here in this figure, this one, when this is the object, but when you see the image, it gets literally inverted. Means here comes the left hand and here comes the right side. Okay, if you see the image of F in the plane mirror, the image looks like this. Okay, so the interchange of left and right side of the object in the object and the image formed by the plane mirror is called the lateral inversion. Okay, that's why you must have seen this ambulance written on a ambulance is always written like this on the van. Why? So that the driver of the vehicle moving ahead of the ambulance reads the word literally inverted as ambulance in his rear view mirror. That's why always on this van ambulance is written like this, so that the driver of the vehicle that is uh, uh, driving can see the ambulance written like this in his rear view mirror. Okay. Now, characteristics of the image formed by a plane mirror. What are the characteristics of the image? The image formed by the plane mirror is always upright or erect. The image is virtual, means we cannot obtain that image on a screen. Is of the same size as of the object. Laterally inverted, this we have studied now also. Now only that the image that is formed by the plane mirror is laterally inverted. Lateral inversion is can be seen. Now fifth one is the image is as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. Okay. Now regular and irregular, or we can say diffuse reflection. What is regular reflection? The reflection of light from a smooth and polished surface such as a plane mirror is called regular reflection. Means the reflection of light from a smooth and polished surface, means from a surface that is smooth and polished. Okay, as we can say a plane mirror, because a plane mirror is exactly smooth and polished surface, exactly smooth. Okay, so the reflection of light from a smooth and polished surface is called regular reflection. If a parallel beam of light rays is incident, you can say the parallel beam of light when incident on a plane mirror, the reflected beam, the light that is reflected, you can see here in this diagram, the reflected beam of light is also parallel, because they all will follow the laws of reflection. They will incident, the incidence angle and the reflected angle of all these rays will be equal. Therefore, the light rays means the parallel beam of light that incident on this plane mirror. The reflected beam of light is also parallel, and it has a fixed direction, means in a fixed direction obeying the laws of reflection. These beam of the beam of light gets reflected back. These are also parallel to each other. Therefore, this is known as regular reflection at a plane mirror. Now, what is irregular reflection? The object other than the plane mirror are not perfectly smooth. That is, they have uneven surface, and when a beam of light falls on such a surface that is not smooth, perfectly smooth or polished, which is not perfectly smooth and polished, such as wall, wood, paper, etc., the different portions of the surface reflect light in different direction. Now, such a reflection of light from uneven surface is called irregular or diffuse reflection. As you can see here, these incident beam, these parallel incident beam, the reflect, these are the incident parallel beam of light. Now the deflected beam is not parallel, means they get reflected back in different direction. Okay, thus it is diffused light. It is a diffused light obtained after reflection from the uneven surface of the object, which enables us to see them and their surroundings. Okay, so this is known as irregular reflection. When these are the incident beams that are parallel to the incident light rays that are parallel to each other, but this reflected beam is not parallel. Therefore, it is known as irregular or diffused reflection. Okay. Now, uses of a plane mirror. Some uses of a plane mirror: as a dressing mirror in the optician's room to double the effective length of the room, in barber shop, in periscope, and sometime as a rear view mirror in front of the driver in a vehicle. These are the uses of plane mirror. In air or vacuum is 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. This is the maximum speed of light. In water it is 2.25 into 10 raised to the power 8, and in glass the speed of light is 2 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. Okay, now constituent colors of white light from the sun. If a white light from the sun is seen through a glass prism, it splits into its constituent colors and a rainbow type pattern is seen. And the prominent colors of white light are this: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. And these colors are remembered as Vibgyor. This you already know this. So when the light from the sun is seen through a glass prism, it splits into these constituent colors. A rainbow type pattern is seen. Now, what are primary colors? Primary colors are the colors of light by mixing which white light is obtained. Means the colors, primary colors are those colors of light by mixing which white light is obtained. Means by mixing those primary colors we can obtain white light. These are red, green and blue. If red, green and blue lights are projected on a white screen at the same point, white light is obtained. And it is impossible to obtain either red or green or blue light by mixing the light of any two other colors. Means we cannot obtain this red, green or blue light by mixing any light of means by mixing light of any other two colors. We cannot obtain these colors, red, green or blue color light. Therefore, these are known as primary colors. But light of all other colors can be obtained by mixing the light of any of these two colors of these two primary colors. Out of these three primary colors, if we mix any two colors, we can obtain the light of any other color, such as you can see here. As when we add red, green and blue colors, a light, we get white light. Okay. Hence, red, green and blue colors are known as primary colors. Now, second is secondary colors. Secondary colors are the colors of light which are obtained by mixing two primary colors together. Means when these any two primary colors out of these three primary colors, red, green and blue, are mixed together, we can obtain secondary colors. These are yellow, can, magenta. Means you can see red and green when mixed when red and green lights are projected on a white screen, yellow light is obtained. Red plus green gives yellow light. Now, if green and blue light are projected on white screen, can light is obtained. Okay, green and blue light when are projected on a screen, can light is obtained. You can see here. Now, if blue and red lights are projected on a white screen, we get magenta, or we can say purple light. So we can obtain secondary colors by mixing any two primary colors. Okay, you can see in this table, blue color, these are the primary colors, blue, green and red. And when red and green is are lights are projected together, we obtain yellow color. When green and blue color are projected together, we get can color. And blue and red, by projecting these two colors, we get magenta. Okay. Now, a color TV or computer screen has an array of tiny spots. Each spot is composed of three phosphorus dots corresponding to the primary colors red, green and blue. Okay. Now, when these three primary colors are color lights are projected together, we obtain the white light. As you can see in this diagram, red, blue and green. When these three colors are projected together, by mixing these three primary colors, we obtain the white light. As you can see here in the center, that we obtain the white light by mixing these three primary colors. And yellow when red and green colors are mixed, magenta when red and blue colors are mixed, and blue and green when mixed together gives can. Okay. Now, subtraction of colors. A transparent object allows the light of certain colors to pass through it and absorbs the light of rest of the colors. Means transparent objects allow light of certain colors to pass through it but absorbs the light of rest of the colors. Its color is a color of light that it passes through. It means the color that gets passed through that object is seen of that color. For example, you can see here a red cellophane paper passes only the red light through it. A blue cellophane paper passes the blue light, only the blue color light through it. That's why they appear blue and red respectively. Okay. Now, color of an opaque object. When white light or sunlight falls on an opaque object, it reflects the light of some colors and absorbs the light of rest of the colors, as in case we studied in the transparent medium. The same is with opaque object also, that when a white light is falls on that opaque object, it reflects the light of some colors and absorbs the light of rest of the colors. And the color of the opaque object is the color of the light it reflects and that reaches our eyes. Okay, you can see here. Case 1 is if the body reflects light of all colors, it appears white. Means if a body reflects the light of all colors, and you know that when all these colors are mixed together, we get white light. Therefore, the object, that body, appears to us as white color body. Now, case 2 is if the body reflects none of the color, that is it absorbs light of all the colors, it appears black. Thus, a red object will reflect only the red light, a blue object will reflect only the blue light, and so on. Here some examples are given. You can see here. First one is a piece of white paper appears white in sunlight because it reflects light of all the colors. And when an object reflects the light of all the colors, it seems as white color, of white color. Now second one is a red rose appears red in white light because it reflects the light of red color and absorbs the light of rest of the colors. That's why red rose appears red to us in white light. Now leaves green appear green in white light because they reflect only the green light and absorb the light of all other colors. Same way, in a red rose, if a red rose is seen in green light, it appears black. The reason is that the rose absorbs the green light falling on it and reflects none. Now, when red rose is seen in green light, it appears black because red rose absorbs the green light that falls on it and reflects none. And when it reflects none, it appears black. Now, fifth one is if a red rose is seen in red light, it appears bright red because the rose reflects the red light falling on it and absorbs none of the light, and therefore it appears red in bright red in the red light. So these are the examples of the objects when seen in these different color light. By this our lesson number 4 is completed, and you have to read this lesson up to here, means complete lesson, so that it will be more clear to you. And in my next video I will give you the question answers of this lesson. Okay, thank you.